gentlemen, it is Kevin Jackwitz here with the Caged Review, and we're going to look at WWE SmackDown Live for February 27th, 2018. And we open this show with John Cena, and I just said with the Raw review that, he said he couldn't seem to get past the hurdles in Raw, and he just kept trying and failing, but he's not going to give up. So now he's going to SmackDown to try his hand at a WrestleMania match. So we open up with John Cena, and he's talking about, he's looking for an opportunity. Of course, Shane McMahon comes down, and Daniel Bryan follows. And so they're talking about SmackDown's a land of opportunity. They're going to give John Cena an opportunity, given who he is. They're going to put him in a match with AJ Styles, and if he wins, he will be added to the Fatal 5-Way at Fastlane. So that will be the main event for the night. So that's the opening bit, and then the very first match we have is Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. Corbin with the win over Sami Zayn. This is one of those situations I just don't like the whole scenario. They had some really good spots during the match. Kevin Owens was actually doing commentary. And oh my God, was Kevin Owens great doing commentary. He was so funny. He was cracking some great jokes. And at one point, he was talking about Baron Corbin, if you want to see your hairline, it's on the top of your head. Perfect. I love Kevin Owens, man. He is greatness. But some of the good spots in here was out of nowhere. Dolph Ziggler comes and super kicks Kevin Owens in his seat. Corbin gets over on Zayn. Then Ziggler gets in the ring and takes out Corbin. So Ziggler's standing tall after the match, after it's all said and done. So that was the first match. You go into backstage. You have Owens Zayn, and they're walking and they're hurting, and they walk into McMahon. He's eating some popcorn, and they're like, "Did you see that?" And McMahon's like, "Yep." And of course, so they keep going on this whole thing about Shane McMahon has, just out to get them. Pretty cool segment there because Sami Zayn showed a lot of emotion. And he's another guy that I think is improving as far as promos and, mic skills and things like that. He's getting better. He's not great, but he's working on it. So you got to give the guy credit. He's amazing in the ring. So, but during the match with Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan were having this kind of back and forth, and again building the tension between these two, and who knows where that's going, but it really comes down to Daniel Bryan's like, "Well, it looks like you got this, so I'm just going to go home and visit with my family." So Daniel Bryan takes off, and Shane McMahon's running the show. Which is kind of cool because it adds a different dynamic, because typically lately it's been Daniel Bryan. So that was kind of a nice, turnabout, because I do like when Shane McMahon is kind of running roughshod. After that, the next match is Ruby Riott versus Naomi. Of course, Riott's got the Riott Squad there, and Naomi's got Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Charlotte's already knocked off the other two members of the Riott Squad, and now Ruby Riott has knocked off Becky Lynch, and she gets the win over Naomi here. So now the inevitable is, of course, Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. So that'll be at Fastlane. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that'll be a good match, to be very honest. And the match with Ruby Riott and Naomi, it was decent. There was a lot of trading kicks, and I think it was overkill, honestly, because they were just doing the trading kicks for half the match. But eventually it led into the Riott kick, and then, the clean win. So, Ruby Wright, she's new. She's got potential. She's got an attitude. She's got a personality on the microphone. She's good in the ring. So I'm glad that they're actually giving her a spot. And she's beaten Becky Lynch and Naomi in the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, clearly they're trying to push that she's someone credible. So it's good that they're doing that. Next thing, we have an episode of The Fashion Files with Breezango, and they have Josh Duhamel, who's playing the detective who's trying to figure out the murders between Notorious B.I.G. and Pac, and in that show that they're doing. And so he's doing a little promo bit for his show, and the New Day come in, and they're all having a few jokes. And, it looks like Tyler Breeze and Fandango are, literally taking Josh Duhamel like a literal forensic guy or whatever. And he's like, no, I'm just acting. And then, Fandango looks all surprised and hurt. It was kind of corny, kind of funny. And then come out, the New Days have a promo with the Usos, and Usos, man, they get it every time they do a promo. It is gold. And it basically come down to New Day, they're facing Usos at Fastlane, and they want, the championships back. They want their moment at WrestleMania. Usos come out with some fire, talking about we've been here for however many years they've been there and haven't had a WrestleMania spot yet, and they weren't going to give it up. But it was a really good promo. But then, after the Usos are done, Big E, of all people, really kind of lays into him with a really good promo about how, what you guys are talking about, you working hard and you haven't had a WrestleMania moment. Well, we've been busting our asses and longest reigning champions of all time, and talking about how they hosted WrestleMania while the Usos were on the sideline, and he really cut it down pretty good. I really liked the promos from both teams this time. At the end, they're both interrupted by the Bludgeon Brothers music hit. They come down with those huge mallets. They set the mallets on the rampway. They look in the ring, then they both grab the mallets and walk in the ring. Both teams go out either side. So at the end, it's the Bludgeon Brothers standing tall. I don't like the way they built the Bludgeon Brothers because they haven't beat anybody important yet. Harper and Rowan are really good in the ring. They have been ever since the Wyatt family shtick. And Harper, for a man his size, can really move. The problem is that since they're reforming with this new gimmick, all they've faced is a bunch of nobodies, local wrestlers that no one's ever heard of. They're faceless men that weigh $150 a piece. So it's kind of pointless. And then you put them in this situation where they're interrupting the New Day and the Usos. Well, do we really care? I mean, really? So, hopefully they do some more building with this. Hopefully they take the time with this to get a slow burn. It would be nice. So after that, you have a backstage segment with Shane McMahon, Aiden English, and Rusev. And Aiden English is complaining because the crowd has been going nuts for Rusev lately, and he hasn't had a match, and it seems like management isn't listening. So Shane McMahon says, well, there's going to be a match, but it's not going to be Rusev. It's going to be Aiden English versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Cut from that, Bobby Roode does a promo where he's talking about he doesn't know what Randy Orton's problem is with him. He gets cut off by Randy Orton, and he says, I don't have a problem with you. I want your belt. It's the one belt I've never had in the 16 years I've been in this company, and you're the person in my way. Randy Orton's always going to have good promos. And Bobby Roode, he's pretty good at it too. So, kind of a nice segment. And that goes to their match at Fastlane where it's Roode versus Orton. After that, you have English versus Nakamura. You didn't expect Aiden English to win right off the bat, and if you did, you haven't been watching wrestling for the last 20 years. There was no way that Nakamura was not going to win this match. The only thing they did with this match is that Rusev did get involved. He kicked Nakamura while he was outside the ring, and then he just kind of leaned up against the rail and, had the crowd at his back. But, actually a decent match. I like English in the ring this time. So, it was what you expected to be. Decent match with Nakamura going over. At the end, you have the last match, John Cena versus AJ Styles. And, this is one of these times where I'm like, I don't care what everybody says about John Cena and his 5 moves of doom. I don't. I do not care. I don't believe that. And the reason people say that is because predominantly that's what Cena does. Punches, shoulder tackles, the drop, the 5-knuckle shuffle, the AA. All of that, okay, we get. He does that repetitively all the time. He's not exactly a guy that really mixes it up a lot. But when he chooses to, he can. And tonight was a good example of that. There were a couple of spots that I really liked. His electric chair into the face plant was cool. The code red, I like the fact that he's put that in his repertoire. So John Cena's not as bad as everybody says he is in the ring. They just don't like him or his shtick. Now, do I believe his shtick is as stale as it could possibly be? Yeah, I do. I would love to see him change it up, but, whatever. That's his choice, and he's going to stick with it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. But as far as the match goes, it was good. It really was good. And it was honestly better than a lot of the matches I see by 2 guys that are 40 years old. You got a lot of guys in here that are 20, 25, maybe 30. 30 is really your prime. And, these 2 are showing everybody up. So that should make some people feel really shitty. At the end of the day, John Cena comes away with a clean win over AJ Styles. I honestly didn't expect that. I didn't know where they were going to go with this whole gimmick. But, so now John Cena is added, and it's a 6-way for the title at Fastlane. Now, that being the case, it was Owens, Zayn, and there was another guy, I think it might have been Corbin, that came down and they instantly put the beat down to John Cena. Then Dolph Ziggler runs to the ring. He takes care of Corbin, Zayn, and Owens. And so it's Ziggler, AJ Styles, and John Cena in the ring. And, of course, Ziggler's going to take the shot at AJ Styles. And then Cena picks him up and gives Ziggler an AA. And that's kind of where it cuts away. It looked like AJ Styles was jumping back up on the ropes probably to hit Ziggler with some move from the ropes. But it really cut away before all of that. So that was where the show ended. Now you have the stage set, a 6-way for the title at Fastlane. So this show, it's building these storylines, but we don't know where they're going yet. Essentially, like, we know where the storylines are going on Raw, for the most part. But, like, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, we have no idea where that's going to go yet. The 6-way, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that they're not going to take the bet from AJ Styles, but they've done stupid shit before. So, I don't know, this show is better Then the last couple of SmackDowns, I've given them like 4s, I think. This one's maybe a 5. Yeah, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Which is about what Raw was too, because of their piss poor ending. And overall, Raw's show was better, I think, than SmackDown, but that ending is unforgivable to me. So, yeah, man, I guess it looks like at this point that they're just not bringing in The Undertaker. We knew the rumors of Cena versus Undertaker, but those rumors happen every year. And the reality is that Undertaker is hopefully just completely retired at this point and not going to do another match, because as much as I love The Undertaker during his time, it's not his time anymore. His age and his health has prevented him from having the quality of match he used to be able to put on. And all the respect for that man in the world for getting in there, because I'm quite sure when I get his age I'll barely be able to move. But you know, you got to let it go at some point. So that's my thoughts there. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I mean, if you saw the show, let me know what you thought. Honestly, I think the thing that I'm most excited about so far is I am excited about the Usos and the New Day because they always put on a good match. I'm really interested to see what Ruby Riott and Charlotte can, if they can put on a really good match. I don't know how I feel about Bobby Roode and Randy Orton, honestly. But the main event should be very entertaining, just because you've got a good mix of styles and some guys that are really good performers in there. So it should be interesting to see the main event. So Fastlane's looking okay. It's looking like it has potential. They need to do something good, though, if they want to catch up to Raw, because right now, Raw is kicking their asses. Anyway, if you enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is The Cage Review. Cage Nation out.